And joining us now, PGA Tour golfer Andrew Putnam. You also happen to be a Pepperdine alum, and we're going to focus on the Waves today. You saw them play at regionals last week. What's impressed you the most about this team?
Yeah, it was fun to be able to go up and watch them compete up at Tumble Creek in my home state. And I went up there the last day. I think they were T5 going into the final round, which was a pretty pressure-packed spot to be in. Obviously being one of the top-ranked teams, and they hadn't played quite as good as they hoped going into it, but they pulled it out. And the team is impressive this year, as you know.
They were ranked number one in the country at one point this season. They pretty much tore up the record book at the WCC Championship. How good are they compared to previous teams, maybe teams that you played on or just in Pepperdine history?
Yeah, Beardo really has that team, firing on all cylinders, and the group that he's been able to kind of assemble and create over the last years is put in a lot of hard work, obviously, with recruiting and stuff, because you're always kind of struggling to find a 4 and 5 guy that can step it up if the 1 and 2 guys don't play really well. And I think that's really what sets this team apart from other teams that I've seen, is they have probably the deepest pool of talent out of any team I've seen. I know they were having a hard time even just trying to figure out their lineup for conference and regionals, because they had so many good players.
In addition to Pepperdine, San Francisco and San Diego also playing in nationals. The first time the West Coast Conference has 3 teams competing. What do you think that says about the depth of the conference overall?
Yeah, the conference is in a great spot. I know when I was at Pepperdine, we were lucky to have 1 team in nationals. If we made it, or San Diego had a pretty good team, but to have 3 teams there is pretty cool. Obviously, I was up there watching in San Francisco playing well, and they got through, so that's pretty cool to see. There's a lot of great golf on the West Coast, and I think WCC should be well represented at nationals, and it's good to see that they are.
So you're no stranger to playing in the NCAA tournament. You played back in 2011. What does it feel like to compete on that stage with the best golfers, and just kind of describe maybe the mindset of the players going in, or any pressure that they might feel?
Yeah, obviously Pepperdine, they're ranked pretty high, so they have high expectations for themselves. And coming off last year, not being able to compete, I think they have a little chip on their shoulder, wanting to prove themselves, to prove that they're one of the better teams. And with the new format being match play, I think anything can happen, but I think it's going to be an advantage for them because they have such depth. They've had some time to be on the TV this year. They Pasta Tiempo there on Golf Channel quite a bit. I mean, I think Joe Highsmith got more TV time that week than I have, in the past year on the PGA Tour. So it's pretty cool, the opportunity they have in college golf right now, the exposure and the experience they get to have, basically being like professionals. The stage is so much bigger than even when I was in school. They've really done a great job to grow college golf. So I think they'll be feeling the nerves, and they'll have high expectations for themselves.